Hi there, my darling Aries. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for the week of Halloween, October the 27th. So, my darling Aries, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Halloween Oracle. Then I'll do my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Aries, what messages does Aries need to know for this week of the 27th? I don't know whether you go overboard with Halloween where you are, but I mean, here in Australia, it's, they try. But I mean, we put out a few things, but I don't think last year we got any trick-or-treaters or anything like that, so, we'll see what happens. Oh, didn't work. All right, my darling Aries, let us see what we've got for you. The veil. Ooh, the future. So yeah, love that. Very apt for Halloween, my darling Aries. The veil, the future. So I'm guessing what I'm thinking, and I think last week you sort of had something about, really thinking about where you're going and what you're doing, my darling Aries. So I feel for you that it's your future, like how you see yourself, where you're going, what you're doing is going to be really important to you this week, my darling Aries. So let us consult the tarot and we shall see what is going on. Hang on, my thing's just had a meltdown. There we go. Let us see where this is going to go for you, my darling Aries. What messages does Aries need to know for this week of the 27th of October, 2025? I can't believe the end of November is this week, the end of this week. I mean, it is getting mighty close to Christmas. I'm going to have to get my kids to start writing out their Christmas lists because, yeah, that is very close. All right, let's see what we've got. 8 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Make sure they're all in here. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'll intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the 8 of Swords. So the 8 of Swords is a card of self-imposed restriction. It's a card of, not being able to get yourself out of a funk. It's kind of almost self-sabotage in a way, my darling Aries. And you can see she's got this blindfold on here and very loose bindings, but you could see she's got her hand up to that. She could very easily take that blindfold off her eyes. And there's a few cards, and I mean, it reminds me of the veil card anyway with the blindfold. The blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition as well. So, and, the things that you cannot see. So I would be encouraging you this week, my darling Aries, to take the blindfold off, to, reveal to yourself what you have not been wanting to see, my darling Aries. Like I said, all she needs to do is take that blindfold off, remove those bindings, and step into the water here, which for me represents a flow. It represents the flow of life, my darling Aries. So, where are you feeling that you don't want to, you don't want to face some truths, you don't want to, see what is in front of you? That all that's going to do is hold you back. All that's going to do is prolong a situation that doesn't need prolonging, my darling Aries. So, I feel that the message off this 8 of Swords is to tell you to, or to encourage you, not to tell you, to encourage you to release that, release yourself from the bindings, from your self-imposed restriction, from what is holding you back, is the message I feel, my darling Aries. So, yeah, it's kind of what I'm getting there. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is a card of, work hard, play hard, of, juggling. You can see sort of spinning plates in the air, juggling energies. You can see these two pentacles here with the what is around them is this glowing light, which forms a giant infinity symbol. And that's the symbol of infinite possibilities, my darling Aries. So I feel that if you can, just release yourself from, what it is that you don't want to see and balance your energies a little bit better, that things will move forward for you. But I feel that you are holding yourself back here. You're, giving too much. Your energies are unbalanced, I feel, at the moment. Whereas, if you're working too hard or you're working too much, you may need to pull that back and start, having more fun, going out, call a friend, go on a date, just even go on a date with yourself if you don't want to see anybody else. I feel that it's important for you to get to balance whatever you feel is restricting you at this time, because you've got two cards here of holding on to something. So, and then this card of the, that sort of work hard, play hard balance is reminding you to, that something seems to be out of whack, my darling Aries. That's kind of what I'm feeling here off this Two of Pentacles. So, that's what I'll say there. And then you have the Four of Pentacles here. So, as I said, you've got the Eight of Swords here, which is, like I said, self-imposed restriction. And then you have the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on too tightly. The message here, I feel, to give you is to what are you holding on to for fear of letting go, my darling Aries? What is it that's making you closed off? What is it that's making you want to just, clutch your resources to you and not let go, my darling Aries? I mean, because you can see on the card here, she is holding on tightly to this pentacle. She's standing on this one, and she's got one on her head and there's another one here. So the message of the Four of Pentacles is that there is usually something that you can't release. And it's up to you, my darling Aries, to find out what that is. And I feel that with, that, like I said, there's two cards here. Well, actually, with the veil and the blindfold on that, 3 cards of holding on too tightly here. So I just feel that the message is telling you to release what you're holding on too tightly to. So there was a saying that I was taught a long time ago, when, you scoop up some sand, and if you hold it so tightly in your hands, even water as well, it runs through your hands, runs through your fingers. However, if you scoop it up and you just allow and you hold it there, it sits and it stays. So I feel that just releasing the, holding on too tightly and just letting it sit, whether it's your feelings, letting it sit, whether those, just letting those feelings sit there, whether it's letting a situation just sit there until you feel the time is right to be able to move it forward, my darling Aries. So yeah, that's the message I'm getting there for you. So if I'm going to put it all together, I just feel that with these 2 cards here with the blindfolds, I just feel that there is something you're not wanting to see. But I'm encouraging you, my darling Aries, to be brave and face it. Take off the blindfold here and here. Release what is holding you back. Step into the flow, my darling Aries. Balance those juggling energies. This could also be a bit of conflict in yourself, as, balancing trying to go, do I go with my heart, do I go with my head type of energy, which is what just popped into my head. So, it'll be different for everybody, but I feel that, there is definitely some kind of struggle between two different energies here. And you're being encouraged to release it. Release it. You've got two cards here of holding on too tightly. Release these energies, my darling Aries, because, the time is right. You're being encouraged to release and maybe just wait. Hold, see what is revealed to you this week with this Veil card. That's the message I'm getting for you, my darling Aries. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow and, allows me to put out more readings for you. And drop me a comment. I'm very active in the comments. I'd love to have a chat if you want to have a chat. So, all right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Aries. Yeah, you can't make this up. It's up to you. Exactly what I said off that, those cards is it's up to you to release yourself, my darling Aries. Yeah, you may need to be going through some recovery. And that's what I said, just wait, hold. Wait until you're in a better headspace to be able to, make a decision. Romance. I mean, this could be to do with a relationship. I'm not really feeling that, but romance is always open to us, my darling Aries. Perfect timing, they say. Yes, it's perfect timing for there's something better. Yeah, exactly. The energies around at the moment, especially around Halloween when the veil is thin, work with those energies, use those energies, because I feel that, you're really being encouraged to go within and just wait until you feel it's perfect timing, my darling Aries, and that, you feel that you are in a better type of headspace. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.